If ever there was an advert to camp in Scotland, that surely has to be it, right? Welcome back, people. This is day 1 of 3 days hiking far north in the Scottish Highlands. And we've just left a wee town called Achnasheen, which, if you're familiar with Munros, you might know. Today we're heading up a Munro called Fionn Ben. I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced, but it's a lovely wee village. The views onto the snow-capped mountains around are absolutely amazing. It is so warm already. It's pretty steep, and we're pretty much just heading straight up into the mountains. So we'll continue on and I'll show you a little bit more of what we see on the way. There's just been loads of rain recently. That's pretty much all you get in the Scottish winter. Nowadays anyway, you don't get too much snow. So these paths are just so boggy. But other than that, it's not too bad. We're quickly getting away from that wee settlement behind us. You can probably see it just down there. I'm always surprised at how quickly you can gain elevation. The weather forecast was actually pretty poor for today. I was saying poor visibility at the tops, but quite a lot of clear skies around us, so hopefully we get to see something up the top. Oh, the sound of that flowing water is just so enticing. I'd love to just jump in that right now, but gonna get to the top of this mountain. Pretty sure it'll be cold up there anyway. There's quite a lot of snow. Somehow managed to take a wrong turn. We're now just heading through the bog, but we're heading up in that direction. And I'm not sure if that's the top, but maybe just a little bit further than that. Look at that. That is amazing. I think that huge mountain you can see there is Loch. It looks absolutely incredible. It's just huge.
The slope started to steepen as we gained elevation. We could now see the summit ahead, and we're keen to reach the top before the clouds rolled in.
Really not too bad so far, this Munro. Seems like a pretty decent one for beginners. It's a fairly decent path, a bit boggy, but the gradient is just pretty easy. Easy enough terrain to navigate. Not going to get lost out here. I think it's time to get the crampons out. Not sure if we can continue. Nah, I'm getting on. That is terrible from me. That might be the worst one yet. But we're not too far from the top now. I think we're up at about 700 meters maybe. So it won't take us long to get to the top.
Patches of snow made for easy walking underfoot.
Don't know if you can make that out. There's quite a few people up on that sort of ridge there. I think that's pretty near the top. Look at the colour of those clouds. Please don't rain. Some of these clouds behind us look pretty menacing. There is actually rain forecast, but hopefully it doesn't come. But it just feels so good to be out in the hills again. What a place to be. Well, we have reached the top of Fionn Ben, height of 933 metres, and I think this is Munro number 132 for me. And there was actually some pretty nice views towards the Fannocks. You could maybe see into Tordon, but typical Scottish mountain fashion, we get up to the top and there's no views. Quite windy, so I'm going to try and find somewhere a bit more sheltered, get something to eat and see if these views open up a little. That is one almighty cornice down there. I'm not going over that. That is mental. It's actually pretty cold up here as well. It's mental the difference between just a little bit, like 200 metres down. Definitely have to layer up a little bit. It's cold. Bit more sheltered here. Pretty mental up at the summit. Get something to eat now. Got some Haribos as a summit snack. Sorry if the audio quality is terrible, my fluffy thing to stop the wind just went flying off a cornice. There's no chance I'm dolphin diving off the edge to get it. No! I just lost my thing. I don't think we're going to hang around, I think we're just going to make our way off the mountain. It's pretty cold up here and it's just completely covered in clag, so I doubt we're going to get many views. Hopefully we get some on the way down though. It really is quite windy now and it's so cold in the wind. Such a shame about the views. Like, it's pretty much clear the entire way up. As soon as we get to the top, I mean, just our luck. But I think we're just going to make our way down the mountain and see if we can find somewhere to camp. I'm not sure if that mountain in the distance there is in Torridon or if that's just Loch again, but it looks so cool. It's so unfortunate about getting no views at the summit. Like, I feel like most people get unlucky at some point, but I feel like we get more than a fair share, but ah well. It's great to be out and the views are great right now. And fingers crossed, the forecast is brilliant for tomorrow. So we've got a really big day planned for tomorrow, so excited for that one. We're pretty much just heading for where that little loch is, you can see down there, and Achnasheen is just sort of like tucked in here, but not too far. We've made some really good progress down the mountain and we're not actually too far from the little village we started at today. That was a really good walk. It's a shame we didn't get the views at the top, but I still thoroughly enjoyed it. We're now just going to try and find somewhere to pitch the tents for the night. Even if we have to drive a little bit to find somewhere pretty decent with some nice views, we're not too bothered. So the next time you see us, we'll hopefully find a decent spot to pitch the tents. We have driven about an hour from where you last saw us, and the public path we're following heads through to Kinloch U, which might give you a bit of a clue of the Munros we're doing tomorrow. But we're now just going to look for a spot to pitch the tents. It's absolutely glorious now though. What a change from the past like hour. It was actually raining quite a bit and now it's just so nice. So yeah, going to try and find a decent spot to pitch the tents. Look at these mountains surrounding us. Quite snowy as well. And that's where we're heading. Unbelievable. I think we have found the perfect spot. It's so calm here. And look at that loch behind me. Absolutely beautiful. So sunny as well. But we're just going to pitch right next to this loch. Oh, such a good spot. So happy. Wow. What a spot this is. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name of this loch, but I'll put it on the screen. But this is honestly perfect. It's so calm and there's just some nice rocks here that we can pitch. It's not meant to be windy tonight, so we shouldn't need to get the pegs in. So that shouldn't be a problem. And the sun looks like it's actually going to set over in that direction as well. You can probably see the far mountains in the distance. I think that's looking into the Fisherfield Forest. That looks amazing. I mean, is there even any words needed? This is literally the definition of peace. Unbelievable. I mean, when you think about camping, this is what you think about. It's absolutely perfect. It's so still, there's just no wind. And if I stop, literally no noise other than the nature around me. Unbelievable. What a spot we've managed to find. And the view down that loch towards the Fisherfield Forest, which is the most remote Munros in the entire of Scotland. I think there's 5 Munros in there. I think it's one of the most remote parts of Scotland as well. Unbelievable. What a place. It looks like the sun is about to disappear behind that hill over there. But I'm not complaining. Just look at that. If ever there was an advert to camp in Scotland, that surely has to be it, right? The trusty chicken and mushroom pot noodle. You literally cannot go wrong. Meal for a king with this view. Unbelievable. This has to be the nicest view anyone's ever ate a pot noodle with. Oh man, can't get over that. Amazing. Well, what a morning it is. It's absolutely glorious, just blue skies and the sun is shining. Yesterday we got so unlucky with that Monroe and I thought that was what it was going to be like during the night, but it just cleared perfectly and last night was absolutely perfect. Just the perfect camp, I'd say. Maybe up there with one of the best we've done. But we've now got 5 mountains ahead of us today, so I'm going to leave you. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you next time for another adventure. Gonna stick on the spikes to try and get through this next bit. Looks a bit mental. I mean, look at that behind us. That's where we've just come from, along that ridge, and then along there. No joke, man.